If you are selling, servicing, laboring, or leading from a place of strength mixed with vulnerability, the impact that that is going to have on your company is not only going to be transformational, but you are going to be satisfied at the end of the day. Because in the same way that success is about making and keeping commitments, fulfillment comes from living a life in line with your values. Struggle is universal, whether it's a company or an organization or an individual. There just isn't anybody who doesn't get their share of struggle. We got to tour a Mayan ruin. We hike to the top of this thing. And at the top of this Mayan ruin, you look out into what's called the Spanish Lookout. Behind me is the wall of the structure. And I realized that somebody had carved something into the side. You suck. And I thought to myself, there are two kinds of people. There's the person who walks up to the top of that ancient structure with an open heart. And another person walks up blank, and they walk down blank. And so I wonder which category you fall into. When people show up at my talks, I want them to bring with them whatever is real for them. But I love the idea of people showing up with their arms folded, really skeptical, and inviting them to get back behind the driver's seat of their lives. So you want to talk about choices. I know what it's like to feel stuck. I was completely and utterly trapped. I was trapped in a career that was unsatisfying, and I was trapped in a body that was like a straitjacket. I spent most of my life morbidly obese, 430 pounds. And here's the good news. Whatever your version of this is, you are not hopeless. You are not trapped indefinitely. I made up a story. I made up a story that this is how it was, and this is how it's always going to be. And then it dawned on me that I could actually choose my way out. This story of the weight loss really is there so that people, whether they are laboring or selling or servicing or leading, they can change the way they think about change. And in changing the way they think about change, they have the opportunity to change what they believe is possible. When a leader is leading from a place of stress, from a place of overwhelm, from a place of fear, it's going to be really difficult to have people not see that. Employees smell fear. If you hold vulnerable as weakness, well, it's going to be very difficult for you to ever be truly vulnerable in a way that means anything. But if you're in a leadership position and you're able to lead from a place of transparency and vulnerability, you're going to be able to build such a deep rapport with the people who are reporting to you that it's going to free them to bring their authentic selves, their vulnerable selves. I want to redefine success for you. My working definition of success is very simple. Success equals making and keeping commitments. But I would also say that part of success that can't be missed is self-forgiveness. When you drop the ball, the game isn't over, right? You pick it back up. Raise your hand if you've ever had a cheeseburger. All right, keep your hand up if you've ever been to Louie's Lunch in Hartford, Connecticut. Over 100 years ago, Louie's Lunch in Hartford, Connecticut invented the cheeseburger. Somebody walked into Louie's Lunch, they tasted this thing and they said, "This is good. I think I can make it better." Another person looks at that thing and says, "Somebody's already done this, why should I bother trying?" When it comes to operating in a competitive market, you have to become the competitive advantage. Becoming the competitive advantage in your organization is not only a responsibility, it's an opportunity. And it's an opportunity that when you take it, will not only affect your work life, but it will affect every single other part of your life. The people who come to my events leave with a set of tools that they will either use or they will not. But they won't leave with any questions about what it takes to actually move from where you are to where you want to be.